Thursday 0:20, 3 seconds, year 2023, 10th month, October 26th day. Well, fucking recording just fucking dropped. And I just wasted a bunch of fucking energy for fucking nothing explaining everything, how it was mounted and prepared for, all the measurements in the other room and all that shit. So the disappointment weighs heavy on me that I didn't get that footage was not put on that camera, although it's on Saturn's rings. So it's time to put this fucker up. I measured out the threads. But the threads were measured out instead of saying I measured out the threads. The threads were measured out. So that the studs behind the wall would not split. I guess this is a shitty position here to be able to see what's going on with the camera, but it's the best position I have in order to keep this plugged in, unless I set it over here. There it is. So I'm gonna put this level back on this since I took it off. figure out how to get this fucker as level as possible. Which I gotta fucking push it all the way up this way, which reveals that these lines are off still. Or those lines are off. When I say still, it's because I drew one set of lines on this side and I drew a second set, and still is off. I'm having to push it up right there more. There's that one. There's that one. Now it's a little bit too much, so I'll loosen this one. Tighten it down. Tighten this one. Get it to where it's starting to close in on the level. Tighten these ones. Tighten this one. Not too tight, but just enough to feel it starting to, just a little. That means it's starting to strip, but it's also grabbing just enough. Then pull the level off, because it's fairly tight all the way on those two. Right there. Now comes the hard part. Now I got this thing tipped all the way down. It's tipped all the way down. Now this is the hard part, is lifting this heavy fucker up there and holding it in spot. While administering at girl-a-string, a girl G-string, these stud bolts into the holes. Oh my. So, get this. Let's see if the lightning bolt's still going. Oh, I won't be able to. I got some green on the little battery indicator, but even though it says green, it's not indicating if the lightning bolt is still putting energy into the battery, as opposed to saying charge. Now, if I wanted to, I could get some washers. From downstairs. I'm sure I got some. I would look for them. But I got one left in here, because I used 3 on that up there. I got one. And here's a plastic one that I used when I adjusted the bolts up in there, and one fell out. I put it back in. Then I found an extra one on the floor. I went and looked up there, and both of them on both sides are still in there. So somehow there must have been two. That might have been what it was. Could have been two in that bolt, and one fell on the floor. There are some extra screws in here for shit. Now it's got 5 of these fucking thick washer things. And who the fuck knows what those are for? Only who knows what the fuck those are for? Only who knows? Only who? I guess we'd just call them, what would be, Hoon Doe, instead of John Doe or Jane Doe. Only Who Doe knows. Who Doe? Could that be Houdini? With the 20-foot weenie? So, I'm going to have to move some of this stuff here in order to prepare the jizz cycle, because this is going to be a jack-off event. This is going to be some hard shit. So I'm going to have to clear this table so that I can step on it if need be. Use everything over here where I can see what's going on. A little bit. I don't need the drill anymore. Get that out of the way. And I know this is going to be hard to hold this in spot while I bolt it to the wall, to the back of the television, because the first one that I did that's in the bedroom in there was a fucking nightmare. Just a fucking nightmare. Although, you know, it wasn't that bad, but it was a nightmare, I'm telling you. Things out of the way to get prepared. I have to turn it off. Unplug everything. Put it up here to get it ready. First, I want to be sure that these bolts secure in the back here. Oh, what the fuck? They're not even long enough. Oh, fuck. Oh my fucking God, these fucking bolts aren't the right ones. Oh shit. What the fuck? hold on. Let me go look in the room in here. Why did these ones fit? Look at that. Those ones fit nice and easy. See that? I mean, they just look like they just... I guess that's part of the risk of obtaining aftermarket mounts rather than the Samsung mounts. Wow, those things bottom out too. So I have to go in the room in here. I'm in here looking at bolts. First off, I just want to get one to see how deep everything's going to have to be. Yeah, there's some washers there. So there's the hole. About that deep. That'll go on there, but it doesn't. It grabs, but it sure as fuck ain't. These ones sure as fuck ain't gonna fucking function. Not at fucking all. Now, this up here, the reason why I had to drill the holes, new holes for it, was because this thing was made for mounting on a concrete wall. That's why they gave us these. That's why these are in there. And that's what the instructions said, wherever the fuck they went. So... now, if I was to go in here with a screwdriver, let me get a screwdriver. Just go in here and just grab one of the ones that are on this television in here. Just one of the ones. Curious. If I just grab one of the ones, I'm curious as to what kind of thing it is. So, oh fuck, it don't want to fucking come out like that. Hold on, let me get a different screwdriver. Or need a different screwdriver. Not that I gotta get a different screwdriver. Let me get just regular flathead, see if that'll be able to. So I shall just put this on the table here and put it up here. See if that'll get some type of... see if I can figure out how to get this camera angle going. It's gotta be like hanging right here. set it on this thing like this. Set it up here. And then have the camera bending down. There it is. So I'll just get it like this and hold it. Oh yeah. This is what it's like. But it's a short shot. But that'll at least give me an idea what the threads are. So put it in here. See if something grabs. Oh, it doesn't grab. But that was pretty close to this one right here, what I thought it was going to be. So now it's just a matter of going down to the tool room and I'll get the battery from the plug here. To get caught on something in a sticky situation, all of a sudden everything wants to start getting caught on something. That's usually how it goes during any sticky situation. Things usually want to start getting caught on everything because all of a sudden the mind control MK Ultra wants to start the ultimate whack jobs. This fucking cord is too short. Another sticky situation. So I have to stick this down here in this plug. And of course it doesn't want to. There it goes. Now I gotta stick the fucking thing down there. Like this, looking for bolts. One of the major things is just to find a nut that fits on it. And then all the rest of the bolts should be easy to locate because they would fit into the same nut. So here I am down here with the nut box, stepping all over shit, everything in a fucking way. The attitude's starting to heat the fuck up. And it'll probably be something where I should just go to the fucking store tomorrow. They kind of fit in that one, but These are special fucking nuts too, so they're, and these ones are more standard nut. I'm sure there ain't gonna be any fucking nuts, any fucking bolts, no fucking nothing, anything that I got. Pretty fucking sure. It's gonna have to be one of those fucking wait till fucking tomorrow situations. Which is the same thing as quit being in a fucking hurry to fuck the girl. Let the cum happen naturally. She's fucking gonna be for that. I can almost guarantee you I ain't got any of these fucking bolts. Pretty much guarantee. I'll be surprised as a shitload on a fucktard's face if there's anything in here. So I just have to wait another fucking day, I'm sure. Pretty fucking sure, except for this one might fit, but it's probably too fucking long. So I could use those fucking washer fuck things. There's something that might fucking fit. It's an Allen wrench. I found two that might fit. The reason being is because it has a wing nut here. I got one that a wing nut fit on. Which this one fit on, but it's long, but I could use some of those plastic fuckers to hold it. And then there's this one. That one there, it fits on, but it's an Allen wrench. I'm sure I got an Allen wrench for that one, so that would at least get two going for the night if I wanted to. If I wanted to. Well, this one might just be just enough to grab the nub, but it's still probably going to be short. It's just a little bit longer. It's just a little bit longer than this one here. Just a little bit. Anyway, but one's got an Allen wrench and one is a regular slut. See how it comes out like that? Slut. And of course this one ain't got no fucking gizmo fuck to fucking hold it in spot. Except for a little bit of wrench on the inside. Would have to be a fucking plier job. But just happen to have two right there, so turn this fucker back. get an Allen wrench. Fucking thing out of the fucking hand. This fuck ain't gonna be that one. Might be it. And I got no fucking Allen wrench for that size either. What the fuck? Jesus fucking, there's a hole in the fucking armor here. Ain't no fucking Allen wrench for that one. Holy shit. Ain't that fucking, found a kink in the armor. Brother needs to fortify the armor on that one. Ain't no fucking Allen wrench to fit that one. Holy shit. Wow. Just flat up ran into a fucking stone wall. Got stone walled. Anyway, Momstein was just talking on. He was using stone picks for a while. I got stone walled. So that's that. Now let's. Where the fuck's the back of that TV at? There. Now, let's see if that'll go in there. Oh yeah, it'll go in, and it'll just attach just a little bit. So at least I got one long one that I can use as a measure to go to the store tomorrow, and I got a wing nut I can use to see if anything fits. Although the store would have bolts that'll fit that, and I could use that as the measuring tool, which has been accomplished many times. So this is going in here. Or for the bottom out, here's how much is on the edge here. So grab this. There it is right there. Measure it up. Color it. It's around a ½ an inch, so, you know. I'll just put the wing nut all the way down to the end down there. That'll be the tell-tall. So, put this back up here. Put this back there. So those fuckers got to be that long to the stud. So that's where the head of the bolt would go, right there. So that's at least an inch. So I'll just put this on here. Get some fucked up threads there. But that's good enough, I can tell. I can remember an inch. So, that's that for now. And that's all there is to it. I'll just put the TV back over here where it was and just watch it again on the floor tonight. So, besides, it might be, the alignment of the stars, and it is somewhat full moon. Maybe just going to the store tomorrow, I'll be introduced to some girl and we might fuck. I doubt that. I seriously doubt that. But that's one way to look at things, as to where, I used to dread shit like that. I'd be like, fuck, I gotta go to the fucking store tomorrow. Fuck. Put this in HDMI too. But instead, now I can look forward to the idea that, tomorrow's store run could be a wonderful thing. So, and I'll just have to keep all this shit over there for now, although I'm not too keen to that idea. Oh, wow, this reminds me. This song on here that was located this morning. Because the fucking television wouldn't fucking work and I wanted something to listen to. This old Holy Bible introduction to the television show. Or the public television show here in Eugene, Oregon. I had the participation was in a television show, a self-produced, engineered television show. So. And the introduction song is the introduction to the Holy Bible television show is part of this song on this tape. This is all improvised, this song right here. So I'm gonna rewind it. This was back in 2006, 2007. I'm gonna rewind this and play it and get it on the video. So this is going to be kind of cool. It's hard to believe that this thing is 500 fucking watts till I hook it up to the fucking stereo and I just barely turn it on one and it is fucking blasting. Just fucking blasting out this thing. 500 fucking watts. Jesus fucking Christ. I can't believe it. And the only reason I got this was because I could record some of these cassette tapes onto a flash drive. And just so happens that this was an old Holy Bible flash drive. I could record some of these songs onto these. Yeah. I had a blue one and I got a red one. Jesus fucking shit. There I go again. I'm all fucking wound up still from getting fucking stonewalled from these fucking bolts. And it causes me to be all tense and in a fucking hurry. So here's the red one in here. Holy Bible in there. So if it wasn't for being stonewalled, I wouldn't have been able to fucking put this song on a video, on a YouTube video. This YouTube video probably wouldn't have gone on the song today. It would have gone on eventually, probably 10 years from now. But this thing is a long time to wait for a rewind on these cassette tapes. Here's the level. Here we go. Okay, here it goes. I'm just going to put this right here. Hold on. I got it plugged into the fucking stereo, so I'm just going to play the whole fucking stereo. Turn the stereo on. The light comes on. Hit aux right there. Turn it up, and there's the family room, and there's the kitchen one. So turn that all the way up. I'll just turn it about right there. Now, play.
information. You want to learn how to play guitar or worship God? Give me a call. Armando Russell. 915-8600.
Holy shit, that had some shit on it. God, that was from back in 2006. Holy shit. I might even have that song on cassette tape too, or VHS, VCR. Those were recorded on some old realistic. I had 2 realistic cassette players. And the thing that was cool with those is that they had a left and a right record microphone jacks. That was the whole side of that side. So I'm wonder what's on the other side. Broke string HGB. I'm just curious now. shit on this side too. Later. I'm gonna listen.